All right, we have plant-on details. We have hull plating. We have hull frame. Always a good thing to have. And then we have, oh, there's a little tear in my package. We have a recess and oh, we have these. Looks like I'm missing something.
A few minutes later.
Well, I'm missing a piece. So I'm going to tell you why it's a good thing as a model maker to have a resin printer. Check it out. It's the model maker's dilemma. You are working on a project and all of a sudden you realize for one reason or another, you are missing a critical piece of your kit. And while you could go to the store and buy a replacement kit or hop on eBay to find a replacement part, with this particular kit, that is not doable because this is a mail order type of kit. Pieces come every month and you put it together in stages, and I've kind of benched this Millennium Falcon project of mine for the last several months. And so I'm just now getting to things, and now I realize that I'm missing pieces to the puzzle. Now, the piece that I'm missing is this right here. It's one of the recesses of the Falcon, and it goes on the mandible up here, and it's on the top of the ship, so it's very visible. Now, you might not be working on a Millennium Falcon, you might be working on a different resin kit. Maybe you picked up a studio scale model off of eBay or from one of the fine resin manufacturers out there, and for some reason or another you're missing a piece. Well, this is where technology becomes our friend. A few months back, I picked up an Elegoo Saturn printer, resin printer, and it prints beautiful quality, high resolution pieces. And so with my basic elementary 3D design skills, I'm going to crack open Fusion 360 and try to create a replacement part. Why? Because why not? It's made by AP, that's the name of the show, so I'm gonna make it myself. Plus, I also don't wanna go onto eBay and spend $40 getting shipped a whole new packet when I could just do this for a couple cents worth of resin and an hour's worth of my time. So let's head on upstairs to the office and see if I can duplicate this piece. So I am very entry level when it comes to 3D design. I am really good at making boxes in Fusion 360 or things with holes in them. And perfectly enough, this little piece of the Millennium Falcon is in essence a circle with a hole in it. So I feel relatively confident that I can get at least somewhat close to the missing piece. So let's crack open Fusion 360 and see what I can do. All right, so I'm not going to do a full Fusion 360 tutorial, but what I am going to do is I'm going to bring in a canvas, and what that canvas is a picture that I took of the piece from the catalog. And oops, look at all these. Oh, there it is. How did that get in there? And I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I'm just going to leave it right there. And now I need to calibrate the piece so it's as close to the size as possible. And for that, I'm just going to, so I used my calipers and another recess that I had. They're all the same sizes. And to calibrate, I just click each end, and it's 40 millimeters. And that's pretty close. As you can see, this was taken at an angle, so the dimensions are not fully going to be accurate, but I think it'll be close enough for union work, as a former stagecraft buddy of mine used to say. And so now I can start, in essence, doing all my sketches. And I'm just going to sketch, and we'll create a circle. And I should make that 40 millimeters as well. And then I'm going to move it. This is probably not the way to do this, but this is the way that I'm going to do it. Modify, move. And I'm just going to try to get it over. See, as you can see, it's not 100% accurate. But yeah, so I'm going to finish that sketch. And yeah, and then we'll just kind of, we'll work from there. We're gonna... Now, a better designer than I would be able to get all these other little pieces in here, but my level of confidence is not that great in Fusion 360 just yet. So, but I do feel good about all of this. And there she is. I'll manually put in the screw holes just so I can manually, physically test it out. All right, I call this pretty good for a rudimentary entry-level 3D CAD designer. So let's bring this down to the resin printer and see how it turns out. All right, it's the moment of truth, and I'm actually very happy with how this came out. You know, again, for rudimentary, elementary 3D designer, I'm satisfied with the detail I got in there. I tried to get it as close to the original as possible. And again, you know, I'm missing some details, but I can live with that. This picture is a little bit bigger than the actual piece here. The moral of the story is that having a resin printer in your arsenal of tools is just lovely. I'm so glad I made this investment, because otherwise I'd be spending $40 on eBay for this one piece, which, you know, the cheapskate in me just goes crazy. So I lucked out though. I had a lot of great reference material. I was able to have these reference pieces as well, so I could get the sizing just right. You might not have that luxury, but Google is your friend. If you're making a Falcon or a Shuttle Tidarium or a Boeing or a Titanic, there's reference photos everywhere that you can capture, load into Fusion 360 to create your canvas, and then sketch over that. So I highly recommend getting a resin printer, not just for making missing pieces in your kits, but you can also print whole model kits. Whole model kits. What the heck was that? So I bought this file set off of Etsy, I believe, a while back, and if you can't tell, no, it's not R2-D2, it's everyone's favorite sassy droid, Chopper. But yes, this was all printed on my resin printer. The pieces are solid, they're beautiful. I'm not going to have to do a lot of post-processing on this. I'm going to have to sand a little bit to get the marks from the supports out of here. But you know, the level of filling, sanding, filler primer, you know, XTC 3D, resin coating that you do on a filament printer is gone when you're using a resin printer. So if you're on the fence about buying a resin printer, well, I hope I pushed you off the fence. Now go buy that resin printer. I have the Elegoo Saturn. I have their wash and cure station as well. I love all three of those devices. Check them out. I'll leave links to them below. Hopefully you've got some deals going on, because it is the shopping time of year. So get to it. I hope you found this video somewhat helpful, and make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, thanks for watching.